Hi everyone, Monique Angele here. This next blog video is going to be about songwriting. I've had a few people ask me, how do I write my songs? Now these points that I'm going to make are from my own experience and in my own opinion. Everyone has a different way on how they write their songs, and here's my way how I write my songs. The main answer is I do not have a set formula on how to write a song. It pretty much comes organically for me. What I mean by that is if a melody or lyrics or riff or set of chords comes first, then I'll roll with that idea and then I'll build on that. I'm just going to share with you a bit of my background on my musical training. Since I was a kid, I studied piano, mainly classical piano. I got my degree in piano performance. And during that time, I also started studying opera and musical theater. During my studies in classical music, there were not a ton of courses that taught you how to write music. The one course that I did take that helped was jazz ensemble course. So I basically kind of taught myself how to write my songs, how to write music. Mind you, I do think that the theory courses that I did take helped in some way subconsciously on writing chord structures in my songs. A lot of what I write is by ear. Listening to a lot of music also helps develop your ear and inspires you to write music. Like I've said before, I've been very inspired by classic rock, 70s bands, and heavy metal music. Heavy metal, in my opinion, is basically like the modern day classical music because of its virtuosic passages. Technically, it's very difficult to play, and yet it can have some really beautiful melodies in the midst of very thick and complicated parts. I would recommend for people to listen to classical music. That's where modern day music comes from. As a kid, I started learning how to play an instrument, and when you do that, you really hate doing the scales, arpeggios, how to play a trill, and technical finger exercises. It's a lot of practice and it takes a lot of time. But looking back, I actually really appreciate getting that training in classical music. For me, it built a really good musical foundation. Components of a song. So you got your melody, you got your chord structures, you got your lyrics, and then for the instrumental part, you kind of figure out what you want to do with the instrumental parts. If you want some cool riffs going on, some reoccurring melodies. Usually one of these for me comes first, whether it be the melody or the lyrics, and then the other components follow. The more you play your instrument or sing random melodies, the easier it gets to come up with ideas. For lyrics, I get my inspiration from personal experiences. If I'm in an emotional state, that helps a lot. World events, ideas, and things that I believe in. The moment you have an idea of a melody, a riff, a poetic lyric, write it down and record yourself right away. I sometimes say to myself, oh yeah, I'll remember that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll totally remember that. And then I don't remember it the next day because I didn't write it down or record it. It can be as easy as just singing into the voice recorder from your phone or writing down something on a piece of paper. The one thing I do try, and I'm not always successful at it, is to not judge myself when I'm creating a song. Sometimes I write and I think, this song really sucks. That voice in your head does not help at all because it really stops the creative process and creative juices flowing. Even if you think what you're writing is a little stupid, just keep going with it. No art is stupid. It always expresses something. How do you think crazy and unique ideas came about in art? Because artists just went for it. This is another thing I sometimes struggle with, is where you know people do not like your music. Not everyone is going to like your music. It's just a fact. And you can't please everyone. I try to appreciate all music I listen to, a bunch of different genres, but I definitely have favorites. People are drawn to different styles just naturally. I truly believe you need to write from the heart and never worry about what the public or the audience thinks. You really need to stay true to yourself, and people will hear that in your music. Again, this is how we get very unique music. Every composer and every artist that has pushed the boundaries and broke the rules, their music is remembered and it stays alive forever. Stay true to you and stay true to your art. Happy writing!